Hello again, all you lovely people out there in the land of the internet. It's me, that gaming nerd John, and we are continuing with our final portion of the destruction area for the third portion. This is our kind of fifth set of missions here. We're getting into the home stretch. We're definitely going to be seeing some interesting challenges here because this is going to be both the second to last and last mission of the third area for the destruction sequence. So that boss fight in particular is going to present an interesting challenge, just showcasing how this new tier of enemy can just be an absolute pain in the butt. You know, some rather important plot-related points too, because this being so close to the end of the story, they've got to get across these main points, and they've got to showcase how, with everything being so dire, what kind of options do the heroes really have, and what kind of aces up their sleeve remain. And it's really cool to see how all of these various connections that they've made, not just together, but also outside of the circle of the 13 Sentinel Pilots, really kind of comes into play here. So I hope you're looking forward to it, and let's dive right on in. Okay, a horde of high quads, because why not? Yeah, so maximum 4 strike team members. Bonus objective this time, especially on a harder difficulty level, would be beyond punitive, but on casual, it's doable, that's for sure. And so let's see how it gets done.
While it's charging its plasma cannon. I need to pilot perfectly to get in close, even if it means I might not come back. Don't talk like that, Megumi. This isn't like you. But I'm the one who got everyone into this mess.
I figured you were just some prissy little nerd whining about your problems. But you're a real badass. More than these guys, anyway. You're okay in my book. Come on, follow my lead.
Stick to the plan. Stay in formation.
So nice to see that Yakushiji and Takamiya have kind of come to an understanding, because we're definitely going to need literally every ounce of firepower. However, we're not using either of those characters here, so oh well, we're hosed. No, so, falling back on Ogata here for our Gen 1 pilot. Not terrible. He's going to have really solid coverage for Demolisher Blades, so that'll be useful. Beyond that, tough to say. Again, with brain farting prodigiously here, as I don't have Amaguchi do shield matrix. But we do have Shinonome, so she's going to be able to help us clean up with just towers everywhere, lending us a hand on that front. And there's our first high quad. Wahoo! So locking them down, making sure they're not able to do much. We do have Kisaragi, so that's going to be helpful because she does have super large missile. She does have the anti-ground missile there, which will be great against those armor units. Super large missile is really just phenomenal in these types of missions because it's just so handy to have that capability of just saying no to a small section of the map. Even more so than, like, Missile Rain. And we all know how much I love Missile Rain. But it's just, it's a fact that... nice. It's a fact that super large missile is basically just a nuke. Like, you just drop a nuke on your enemy. And when you're doing something silly like that, it really doesn't matter what's there, they're gone. It's one of the few things in this game that'll actually take a chunk out of even, like, EX units. So locking those guys down, just kind of soaking up some damage there. Yeah, we debate it, but it's like, well, it's almost dead. So we'll just soften another target there, saving basically energy for when we need a clutch super large missile. And that's me just being paranoid, because I'm like, I don't trust those missiles going there. Get a Demolisher Blade in. Not actually really necessary, but helpful, because now our Interceptors can go elsewhere. Leap attack, just not enough range. Ugh, sad times. So maneuvering Ogata kind of northward, help take care of that circumstance. We've got sentry guns that we're going to be, putting down, figured as much, just to help kind of clear out that corridor. The funny thing is, I hover over Shield Matrix so often, and I just don't even care. Yeah, those turrets will take care of that. We've got Ogata still leaping into the fray. Unfortunate, because most of the other enemies there are air units, but yeah, no. Just how it goes. That's fine though. Kisaragi will help clear them out. So Amaguchi is in a really good spot right now, which is exactly why I move him away. Oh, thank goodness. What? Leg spike's good. It'll take care of that guy. Yeah, that's one just done. So now that's taken care of, and this is a pretty nice leap attack. If it actually pierced armor, that would have been solid. It doesn't, so it's less impressive, but it at least, you know, gets some damage in on some enemies, helps clear that up. Yeah, that'll work pretty well, because that'll pierce and take care of those guys. This is a super large missile time if ever I've seen it. Yeah. Fantastic. That will take care of everything there. Like I said earlier. It just works. Yeah, and while it doesn't really showcase the range for his Demolisher Blade, it's really good to have that. Very often, it's super clutch. And that'll pretty much take care of that horde of high quads. Nice.
Termination of enemy signals confirmed. Aegis activated. Terminal closure complete. Surrounding 2-kilometer area now fully secure. Ending tactical analysis. Everyone listen to me. We can communicate with the command ship out of range. I'm realigning the 3 surveillance satellites to their relay positions. We should be connected soon. However, the satellites have to move outside their preset tracks. They'll enter the gravity well and plummet to Earth. Your connection will only last until they hit the surface. You'll barely have any time to do this. Am I clear? If you actually manage to pull this off, then I expect you all to take responsibility.
Chihiro.
Good luck, big brother. Almost connected. This is your only chance. Initiating communication. I'm connected. I never imagined this kind of workaround.
This is where we're at. We've got 2 terminals left. What do we do?
The processing is almost done. I'm getting back to working on the mainframe. Even if you cover the next one, there'll still be 1 terminal left. Activate Aegis for that one, and protect the terminal. I guess we did it.
And so we activate our trap card. No, so having Goto's storyline really kind of showcases his connection to Chihiro, to Chibi Hero, if you will. Hey, look at you, Kisaragi, blowing shit up like you do for MVP. So we saw in Goto's story how he's kind of negotiating with Chibihiro to assist the Sentinel Pilots. And importantly, one of the things I mentioned is, hey, notice how this is taking place during the final battle. So that comes into play because now she's able to help out the team and somehow reestablish connection with Ryuki Inaba in the clutch here, because otherwise they'd have to wait 10 hours, and that's just not happening. Enhanced Giant High Quad Kaiju. Yeah, so this is a High Quad EX that we're going to be fighting with some assistance. So that'll be fun.
Something's off.
Ground vibrations detected. I'll send the drones to check it out.
Warning. Deimos signatures approaching. Preparing to intercept. Initiating tactical analysis.
What is that? I can't even see the top of it. It's gigantic. Guess this is another of their upgrades. Is it related to those four-legged ones? But it's massive.
300 meters in height. It's the largest Deimos we've seen.
We've gotten too strong. They're trying to restore the balance.
Juro's right. This is the system's countermeasure against you, to level the playing field.
Wasn't this system supposed to give us an advantage? It's set to a level that makes sure they can compete with us, at least.
It could go either way. What actually happens is all up to you.
Guess they're throwing all they can at us.
All we have to do is take them down, right? I'm on it.
Hijiyama-kun, just remember, the mission is to protect the terminal.
And here we are in what many would consider to be like
Stay on guard.
a final battle sequence. So this is the boss fights for Area 3. Just like before any of these kind of boss encounters, there's no waves coming in that are kind of told to the player. It's just, here's the initial layout, what are you going to do to handle it? And this EX model of the High Quad just has substantial armor, substantial health, substantial damage output. It's got tons of support units. There's a wide variety of enemy units. You can see it's already started with Apsos support units on the field. And I'm just like, huh, I wonder what this does. Scratches it. Scratches it. That did like maybe 6% damage. It's actually one of the few times I'm going to bust out with the meta skills, because I'm like, no, I need some clearance here. More Apsos units, so just barely not able to... Oh, that's a good EMP surrounding. That's why it's so good. So it takes out pretty much most of those air units there, and it locks out the Apsos from being able to fire. That hopefully will take out the Apsos unit. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure, actually. We'll find out. We get our Gen 4s moving in. Our sentry guns are firing off. Firing another railgun, because that's hilariously enough chip damage at this point. Yeah, that dealt 8,000 damage, which normally that's a really good number, but against this guy it's chump change. Like, this dude just has buckets of health. So EMP, it resets it. Importantly, it doesn't actually disable it like it does the others. That's another thing to keep in mind, is that it doesn't actually, like, lock it down like it does for a number of other units. And here I am, desperately trying to kill this stupid Apsos.
Beginning movement.
Warning. Deimos signatures approaching. Enemy in range.
Universe missile control processing is at 95%. It's almost there. Keep the giant Deimos in check and protect the terminal. Get it!
Not throwing away my shot. Target confirmed. A hit! Enemy down.
Confirmed termination of Apsos EX Deimos signature.
I didn't forget to have commentary there. I just wanted to showcase how much I hate Apsos units. Yeah, so as soon as one of those EX ones comes out on the field, it's toast. I go full throttle. And you can see the difference in damage output. So like it did 8,000 to that high quad, it did 24,000 to that Apsos. And that Apsos unit was an EX unit. And it still was just a scratch to that high quad. Terrifying. So now, just making sure that like these Apsos units that are the EX models, after we cleared out the blue tier, can't kind of negatively impact our strategy here, because that would be bad if monsters had healing and things. So now we're just going all in with our various units. Super large missile here. Yeah, probably the right call, because that's going to clear out everything around the big guy and does a decent amount of damage. 25k there. You can see that actually was a decent chunk of damage on it.
What now?
And then, yeah, leg spike, just to be safe.
Enemy
Confirmed termination of Apsos EX Deimos signature.
Yeah, so now we've gotten both of the EX Apsos models taken care of. We've got Shinonome further in, Guardian Avenger, not a bad call. Now all those morons are focused on that, and we can focus on just throwing everything we've got at this armored high quad. You'll note 14,000 damage there did basically nothing. Something you might not have noticed is the high quad just finished its attack, and now all my units are stunned. So it did an EMP blast there, and now my flyers can't fly. They can only go on the ground. All of my interceptors, that's what those little sparkly bits are, locked on the ground. Yeah, it's awful. But he's dead.
Confirmed termination of High Quad EX Deimos signature.
Aegis will activate for this terminal soon. Just one left.
Inaba-san, what's happening? Is everything still running? The processing is complete. It looks like it worked. The mainframe is responding.
Really? You mean we actually won?
I'm sorry, but it's not over yet.
We made it.
So yeah, we totally won, right? Wait. Yeah, so it's cool that like you see that kind of rug pulled out from underneath the player right at the end, where it's like, yeah, we did it, we finished the processing, but something's wrong. But nothing's wrong with Miura because he got MVP, because high damage numbers. It's good. Probably because of that super large missile. I mean, that just dealt so much damage and just hit really stupid hard. Yeah, so again, thanks to just how ludicrously overpowered my pilots are and the fact that we're on casual, it didn't really look that threatening, but it's one of those situations where, especially on the harder difficulty levels, their abilities really come into the forefront. The EX Apsos are just a god-awful nightmare. The damage shield that they can put out, along with healing, it's just bad times. And then the high quad, you could see how it stunned a large portion of the map. So it basically knocked all of my interceptors out of the fight, and importantly, sentry guns. You might not have seen that, but it did. And then just making it so that even like my Gen 4 models weren't able to fly anymore. They could only walk on the ground. So even though, like, the Sentinels aren't necessarily as impacted by it, that's still a big tactical issue, because normally you're used to your Gen 4s being able to just fly in. Their mobility is one of their better aspects. So it can kind of put them in a dangerous situation if they can't fly away out of harm or fly into a opportune moment to engage the enemy. So a bit of a challenging encounter there. I really liked the potential it had, and when I played through the game again on harder difficulties, I just really struggled with this particular mission. It was really difficult. Okay, well, maybe not on normal. Normal, I still remember kind of cheesing through it. But there was a moment where I think actually one of my Sentinels almost got destroyed, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? But on hard, I actually had to really, like, sit there and kind of wait and think through, like, certain maneuvers that I had to do and change out a lot of the loadouts for my pilots. So it was fun. So that wraps it up for the third area of the destruction sequence for this particular playthrough. We're going to be going back now for the finales for everything, for the characters, for the game as a whole. Super excited for that. We're going to be starting off the Remembrance finales with Juro Karabe, of course, and then working through all the characters. And once that happens, we'll be on the final battle of the game in Area 4, Sumire Ward. So hope you are looking forward to that, and you know, if you are looking forward to this final chapter of 13 Sentinels, the best way to know that it's coming in hot is by hitting that like and subscribe button, because that's how YouTube tells you that it's me doing things and stuff. So, one last thing, also, how about that announcement for 13 Sentinels coming to the Nintendo Switch? Exciting times. 13 Sentinels portably. I know I'll probably buy it again, because I hate myself. I mean, because I have infinite time. Wait, that's also wrong. Well, you know, we'll get to that when it comes. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, as always, take it easy.